Choose life and live. Buy original. Be original. SON.
Stop patronizing sellers, dealers, importers, and manufacturers of substandard lubricants. Director General of the Standards Organization of Nigeria, Osita Bolma Esquire, tells Nigerians as the SON intensify measures to clean the markets of such products. Efforts to educate more Nigerians across various locations in the country on the services of the SON continues as the sensitization train touch Ota in Ogun State, Ekiti, and Ibadan, Oyo states. Officials of the agency were also at the Newi factory of Innocent Motors. We have details of that inspection and other stories for you, but that will be after this message.
Standard Organization of Nigeria is one of the federal government setups that I so much admire. And I think that they need to be encouraged and be supported. And that is why we here in Imo State, the traditional institution, we are doing our best to support them, to partner with them, to make sure that the messages that they have truly get out to the public and that they are assimilated and that people, put them into practice every day.
Choose life and live. Buy original. Be original. SON.
Welcome back. You're watching Africa's most authoritative program on product safety and quality, Standard and You, courtesy of the Standards Organization of Nigeria, the SON. Our transmission time is 6:30 p.m. on this station every Monday. My name is Ifoma Okonkwo, and I welcome you to the program. Are you one of those unscrupulous importers, sellers, or manufacturers of substandard lubricants in the country? You are advised to desist from such illegal business or face the wrath of the law. This is because the Director General of the SON, Osita Bolma Esquire, has unveiled new strategies to remove substandard lubricants from the shelves in Nigeria. The SON boss made this known at a sensitization of the SON certification of lubricants in Ota, Ogun State. I was there for Standard and You. Please take a look.
They are found at every nook and cranny, especially at motor parks. They are sellers of substandard lubricants. Investigations by Standard and You reveal that more than 80% of these illegal businessmen with little or no formal education trade on a very important product they have no knowledge about.
There's what they call aburo, the one they sell along the streets. There are those ones that used to hawk along the road, that they used to pour inside something like this. So they are the ones I know that they are fake. But those ones, there are some that we have the pack, they are sealed. And not all those ones that are sealed are original.
You see most of these women shade outside to sell. I think those ones are fake.
You buy and use at your own risk.
Lubricant, by definition, is a substance used for lubricating an engine or machine to enable it perform optimally. It is a liquid or oil used to make parts of an engine move easily together without friction or difficulty.
Actually, it's not everybody that can bring base oil. It is capital intensive. So it's the big time players in the industry that have the potential and capacity to bring this base oil. But what happens is that when they bring it, somehow through them, so many people get these products. And from our investigation and analysis, we have come to realize that some people will go and buy this base oil from them, use even their own packaging material and package the same product.
We also discovered that what most of these men and women sell on the streets is what is known as base oil, an unfinished product without the necessary additives.
Base oil constitutes 80% of the lubricant, while the additives constitute about just 20%. But you find out that the price of the additive is far higher than that of base oil. Some people just go out there, buy base oil, package them into fine containers, and they go about selling them. And then when people come and they see fine containers, they see it's SAE40, yours is SAE40, they can't distinguish what has gone in the production process.
Additives are organic or inorganic compounds added or suspended as solids in oils to do the following: enhance base oil properties with antioxidants, corrosion inhibitors, anti-foam agents, and demulsifying agents. Import new properties to base oil with extreme pressure additives, detergents, metals, and suppress undesirable properties in base oil with pour point depressants and viscosity index improvers. All of these are to make the oil or lubricant perform effectively when applied to an engine or machine.
People are more interested in making profits at the expense of users, because many of the people that sell substandard products are aware that they are substandard, because they know that the source where they are getting these products are substandard, and they know that they are paying less for the products, but they are more interested in making profits, huge profits. So some of the time they are also ready to alert you. They tell you, sir, this one is 100 naira, this one is 200 naira, the same thing. So they will tell you, Oga, if you want the genuine one, this one is 300 naira. So some of the time they even tell you, but it's unfortunate that we can have that kind of situation going on.
The focus of this sensitization by the Standards Organization of Nigeria is to educate consumers, especially car owners, on the dangers of using substandard lubricants.
If you don't use quality lubricants or the right lubricant, you will see that it can damage your engine. So that's why it's important that quality lubricants and the right lubricants are used on the engine. We can imagine the cost of engine if you buy a vehicle, and money is not easy to come by. So the Nigerians or the consumers need to ensure that they have the right to buying quality lubricants. That's why SON is there, ensuring the certification of these lubricants so that consumers will get value for their money.
It was an interactive forum that provided participants the opportunity to acquire basic knowledge on the importance of lubricants.
Even when you have it sealed and you are the one breaking the seal, it does not tell you that it's still genuine. This is the problem. But people can find ways of getting out of trouble, either by, one, going to reliable sources, then two, having on the spot checks. Maybe you check for the consistency or you check for the color and some of that kind of thing.
SON's Director General, who was represented at the event, spoke on measures deployed by the agency to check the distribution of substandard lubricants in the country. He explained that SON, in collaboration with local manufacturers of quality brands in Nigeria, has made significant strides in dealing with the menace, but was quick to add that a lot still needs to be done to achieve drastic reduction in the prevalence of substandard lubricants in the country.
Substandard or counterfeiting products drains the economy. Nigeria need to ensure that we are living well. If our economy is good, Nigerians will live well. Substandard products also doesn't give room for a level playing ground. So we are telling Nigerians that wherever it's your responsibility to ensure that good products, quality products are sold in Nigeria. It's everybody's responsibility.
The economic implication of the illegal business, he stressed, is huge, adding that the SON, in collaboration with relevant government agencies and other stakeholders, will continue to evolve strategies to reach the markets of substandard engine oil.
Sometimes they touch it and they say this is not thick, and they don't even know that modern technology has proved that the lighter the oil, the more quality the oil. Some others cheat. They don't dose the actual quantity they are supposed to dose of the additives. Assuming you are asked to dose, let's say 0.5, some people could just do 0.2.
If you open the bonnet of your car, you check by the top of the engine where the radiator cover is, just around that corner, you will see a specification by the manufacturer, the type and grade of engine oil that should be used for that car. So that is the first thing every layman should look at. Don't just go to filling station and say you want to buy this, you want to buy it. No. What did your manufacturer say concerning that vehicle?
Paper presentations and goodwill messages at the forum centered on lubricant formation and production processes, quality and application, dangers of sale of base oil, and the need for improved regulatory actions to stem the tide of substandard lubricants in the country, such as certification of lubricants by the SON. The sensitization team later moved to Ibadan, Oyo State, where officials of the agency exposed participants to the provisions and benefits of the SON's Good Governance and Anti-Bribery Management Standard. The standards are Anti-Bribery Management System Standard NIS ISO 37001-2018 and Good Governance Standard NIS 901-2018.
This standard will help organizations, institutions, MDAs to be proactive, meaning you will do your risk analysis of what will lead to corruption. You might cause corruption in your operations and activities as an organization, and that is going to be preventive in the first place. So it is going to help aid or support the anti-graft agencies and even reduce their workload at the end of the day.
According to the SON, the objective is to promote good governance and entrench transparency, integrity, accountability, and honesty in organizations, both in public and private sectors of the economy.
You can't pay money on paper because of 419 boys. You see different, even your own website is being cloned by criminals. So I believe this workshop is doing its best to sensitize people to it. And I thank God for these standards that the facilitators have discussed. Those standards should be enforced on companies and individuals to read through, learn through, and implement in their life, in their business, in their society, in their religious places of worship, everywhere.
This is with a view to eliminate corrupt tendency and curb to a large extent excessive waste of both human and financial resources meant for organizational growth and development. Director General of the SON, who was represented at the event, told participants that the two standards seek to, among others, complement existing laws through a preventive approach to serve as a viable tool to tackle corruption in Nigeria. Dr. Hassan Afiz Olumide of the Department of Public Administration of the Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife, gave a lecture on good governance. The interactive forum provided participants insights into the activities of the SON and the role of citizens in guaranteeing Nigeria's emancipation from corruption.
With this standard in place, at least other nations will know that there is improvement in Nigeria and would love to do business with us.
In Ado-Ekiti, Ekiti State, the sensitization was on the relevance of environmental management for sustainable and efficient ecosystem in southwest Nigeria. Director General of the Standards Organization of Nigeria, represented by Tosan Akin Akosile, acknowledged that the rapid increase in industrialization and urbanization is one major problem that causes environmental pollution.
In pursuance of these objectives, the sensitization is organized and sponsored to enlighten our stakeholders on proper management of the environment and the impact on our ecological system.
This development, he noted, has continued to generate concerns among nations of the world, with experts emphasizing the need for increased management of hazardous products and environmental waste. SON State Coordinator, Rivers and Bayelsa States, Engineer Ololade Ayola, presented the keynote address with the theme, The Relevance of Environmental Management for Sustainable and Efficient Ecosystem.
And we have been able to bring to them the expectations of this international standard, more so to help Nigerians start working towards achieving the Sustainable Development Goals, which the Environmental Management System Standard, ISO 14001-2015, it's very apt to help organizations achieve this goal.
State Coordinator, National Environmental Standards and Regulations Enforcement Agency, NESRA, Elijah Nelson, spoke on the topic the critical ecosystems in Nigeria and government initiatives in ensuring sustainable development.
What are the things we have been doing that has a negative impact on the environment? Even those things that you are doing that you don't even know that, look, it has a negative impact. And what every dream, every one of us wants to achieve, which is the sustainable development. That is, even as we are getting enlightened, everything is increasing, yet we are having a beautiful environment, ecosystem. We are enjoying our environment, we are enjoying ourselves. So it really gives us the great pleasure to expose this to everyone.
It has been so wonderful because it's a way of sensitizing us, and when I get back to the organization now, I'm going to sensitize my people on how to, dislodge our waste and to recycle. And I think the most importantly, recycling is very key.
We need to change our mindset concerning our environment.
The event attracted participants from all walks of life.
As we speak, we still consider lubricants as life-threatening because it's the life wire of our movement, of our industrialization, of our economy, anything that threatens the blood that these things use in running. And if we take it lightly, we're all going to be doomed together. And I sincerely beg that I won't be part of such a process.
Choose life and live. Buy original. Be original. SON.
You're watching Standard and You, powered by the Standards Organization of Nigeria, the SON. As part of measures to boost local capacity in the nation's automobile industry, officials of the Standards Organization of Nigeria inspected facilities at the factory of Innocent Vehicle Manufacturing Limited in Nnewi, Anambra State. The visit was to explore areas of technical support by the SON to ensure local vehicle manufacturers comply with the NIS 127 for passenger vehicles.
Aside the fact that the auto industry is being revived, which is going to give employment to the unemployed graduates, it's also affecting the economy in the sense that the transportation process will be improved because the locally produced vehicle can be maintained locally, and with that the cost of maintenance, the cost of importing auto parts and other related things will will add up to the GDP of the country.
One thing that stands out in Nigeria is this Nigerian cable. If you don't use Nigerian cable, you use China cable, definitely you have problem. So SON has done that to every one of us in this country. Kudos to SON, because Nigerian cable goes outside to other countries of the world. So Standard Organization has done that for me and for you.
Choose life and live. Buy original. Be original. SON.
The program is Standard and You. As our Director General would always say, if you see something, please say something. Let's join Alimot Osifo on our feedback segment. Over to you, Alimot.
Choose life and live. Buy original. Be original. SON.
Thank you, Ifoma. By the way, Ifoma celebrated our birthday last week.
For she's a jolly good fellow. For she's a jolly good fellow. For she's a jolly good fellow. And so say all of us.
We wish you long life and prosperity, and we say cheers to a blissful life. You're on to the feedback segment of the program. I am Halimot Osifo. When making a purchase, what makes you think you are making a right choice? Information is power. Do you agree? A lot of times when you buy a product with little or no knowledge of it, you end up regretting. It's because you have no adequate information about the product to enable you make a right choice. Before making a purchase, it's important you examine products properly. Check the labeling information, best before date, certification marks, and more to avoid buying a defective product, fake, substandard, or expired item. As a manufacturer or an importer, do you have information on the available standards for your products? Knowing about these standards will facilitate compliance and not only help consumers get value for their money, but also protect them from possible harm. As a regulatory agency, Standards Organization of Nigeria provides basic information on product quality and safety, and this is based on international standards or Nigerian industrial standards. Without information about an imported product or made in Nigeria product, SON will have no database of these products, which makes traceability a challenge. So, register your products today. Truly, information is power. If you know what it takes to make a quality product, you would sell right and get no complaints from consumers. In the same vein, if you know what a quality product is, you will buy right and be satisfied. Remember, Standards Organization of Nigeria also needs information from you, the consumer. Do not hesitate to report cases of fake and substandard products to the SON to sanitize our markets and protect Nigerians. Ask questions, seek clarifications, get information, and use it wisely. And that concludes this week's episode of the program Standard and You. For any question, complaints, or suggestion, you can send in your messages to the number 0705-972-4455. Follow us on any of our social media platforms, on Facebook at Standard and You, Instagram and Twitter at Standard and You _. Remember, we have a vibrant YouTube channel where you can watch previous episodes online at youtube.com/Standard and You. Don't just view, like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. As always, buy original, sell authentic, and use only the best. Enjoy the rest of the week.
Why you dey buy fake product, make you dey careful, no go damage your life. You've got one life to live.